Major concern over the Congo, lengthy discussion and debate in Parliament on the conflict and what can be done. Foreign Office Minister Bill Rammell brought the House up to date on the situation.
In a country with a population close to 60 million, around 1.5 million have been internally displaced by conflict, many of them uprooted repeatedly. The last week alone has seen an estimated 55,000 people forced to leave their homes as troops under the command of the rebel leader Laurent Nkunda have advanced on the key regional city of Goma. They contribute to a total of 250,000 people displaced in the North Kivu province since the resumption of fighting there in late August. Many of them are beyond the reach of agencies who can help them, caught in a territory held by rebels where access is impossible. All of this takes place against a background where militias kill and torture the civilian population, pillage their belongings and recruit and deploy children as soldiers. And therefore the international community faces a substantial challenge in addressing the factors which have contributed to the unrest in the DRC and its appalling consequences.
Mr Rammell spoke about Britain's peace efforts.
I think we are playing a constructive role and it's important that we do that. However, Madam Deputy Speaker, in my view, it is only through constructive cooperation that the DRC and Rwanda will deal effectively with the threat to regional security which the FDLR represents. With the international community's support, they must resume their efforts and end the recriminations they have exchanged as the situation in the region has deteriorated. We've heard reports of cross-border interference as the violence has intensified in recent weeks. The two governments, in my view, need to agree and consistently apply a robust, reliable method of investigating these allegations and dealing effectively with cases where illegal activity is proven. Together with increased border security, this will isolate the destabilising forces of the region and promote collaboration towards a lasting political solution that the region needs, and the international community will do whatever it can to support. The DRC also faces a further internal challenge to resolve the questions underlying the tensions between its indigenous communities on its eastern borders. The UK was closely involved in the Peace and Security Conference held at Goma in January of this year. After a long and constructive series of debates, that initiative saw a ceasefire and, crucially, an agreement reached on a range of important questions between the Congolese government and over 20 indigenous Congolese groups. It brought representatives of rival organisations under one roof to consider the issues affecting the east of the country and set the Imani process in motion. The UK has been amongst those most closely involved of all the international players in the effort to implement the accords signed at Goma, and I know that's been widely welcomed. There is also, in my view, no doubt that resolving such urgent questions as access to land, the return of refugees from outside the DRC and greater respect for human rights will encourage better intercommunal relations.
International efforts for peace, he said, must continue nevertheless.
There's a clear humanitarian case for the UK and allies to do all that we can to end the violence and work in the interests of stability and good governance in the eastern DRC. However, there are also hard-headed pragmatic reasons for the UK to be involved as well. In conclusion, I believe the potential of the African Great Lakes region is enormous, yet the story in the eastern DRC for too long has been one of suffering, instability and poverty. The conflict there has exacted a heavier toll than any other since World War II, but greater stability could improve the prospects for the entire region.
This for certain will not be the last debate on this matter.
Of the readiness of regional leaders.